Quavo and Chris Brown take shots with lyrical jabs. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So people, 2024 seems to be the year of conflict. We got beef popping off everywhere. Drake, Kendrick, Rick Ross. And now it's trickled into the R&B world. Well, R&B/hip hop, because Chris Brown and Quavo have been going back and forth. And some of these lines in this beef is getting a bit crazy. Don't get me twisted, I ain't taking it seriously, but still, it's rumored to be over a female, Karrueche, which I ain't heard that name in a long time. But Chris Brown came out swinging first. Pause. He came out with the weakest link. Short but sweet, set the internet on fire. I wasn't feeling the intro, I ain't gonna lie. All that want smoke with me thing. I'm like, alright. It's alright, but I didn't really like it too much. Chris was aggressive with it, I ain't gonna lie. I was surprised. Some people might say, hey, what was he sniffing? But hey, I ain't saying it. But like I said, some real devastating lines. He was like, put Amiga on a ventilator. And obviously everyone's always talking about Chris Brown hitting Rihanna like 2,000 years ago. But CB responded with a similar type of jab at Quavo. He said he was beating women on an elevator, because there was some footage out there, if you ain't seen it, of Quavo having a little altercation with a female on the elevator. It doesn't look like he's beating her, to be honest with you. It looks like she's trying to hit him or take his bag, and he kind of grabs her and she kind of falls into the elevator. It wasn't like he was giving her some combinations and stuff like Chris Brown clearly did to Rihanna. I see why Chris Brown mentioned it, because the internet were internet. Then if you remember, Quavo and Chris Brown were sitting next to each other at Fashion Week recently, and everybody knows that them two don't get along. You can see the tension just in the pictures of them just sitting there. He was like, damn, it must have been real awkward. But Chris Brown said he gave Quavo a pass, or he would have broke his face. Damn, Chris. Break the whole face like a glass jaw. And the most devastating line in both of these songs so far is that Chris Brown says he wished Quavo was dead instead of Takeoff. Damn, he said that everybody wishes that he was dead instead of Takeoff, which I think is taking it a bit too far. I mean, Karrueche, as far as I know, was about 10 years ago that these guys are messing with her. So why is this beef really happening like this? And why are you wishing the man dead? It's wild. But Chris, he ends the song basically saying that Quavo got beaten by a singer ninja. The old Drake line that Drake used against Meek Mill. Overall, it was a solid effort from CB Chris Breezy. And I think the surprise of it all and the aggressiveness of it kind of made a lot of people like kind of big him up basically for it. And 50 Cent was front row giving those plaudits. He said this: "Oh my God, I just heard this. If Quavo don't come with some heat, it's a wrap. First the Fat Boys break up, now this." You already know 50's gonna come and clown any situation. But like I said, Quavo has shot back just recently with his own song called Over O's and Itches. You know what I'm trying to say. And he responded to Chris Brown, most of the lines he did. He talked about a bullet for Chris Brown. I'm like, damn. He mentioned the whole Fashion Week, saying he shouldn't have given him a pass. He should have hit him in the face. Like, he ain't Rihanna, you can hit me in the face and then you see what happens. And then he dropped a gem as well that I've never heard of, and I don't think most people have. He said that Frank Ocean beat Chris Brown in a fight, in a fade. Please people, how did we keep this secret? This is crazy. Now you know everybody's gonna be like chasing for this information, like, yo, when did this happen? And did this really happen? He mentioned Chris Brown's auntie getting tied up because Chris Brown didn't pay for something. We don't know what. And then he mentions again Karrueche. This is over Karrueche. This is back in the day. Wagwanin. He also mentions the Usher situation. You know where Usher apparently got hit by either Chris Brown or hit by somebody in Chris Brown's crew over Teyana Taylor, because Chris Brown was seen grabbing Teyana Taylor. We thought it was at some sort of altercation. Usher was meant to have gone over to try and speak to Chris Brown, and then apparently got hit in the mouth. Usher did not confirm this. Nobody's confirmed this, but Usher was asked about this on the Breakfast Club, and he did tentatively answer it in a way that you know something did happen. After that, he goes into the obvious stuff, like he calls him a junkie, It's kind of a good line actually. Probably the best line I felt was in this beef so far. He calls him a crackhead Michael Jackson. I ain't gonna lie, I did like that line. It was kind of hard because obviously Chris Brown is probably the closest we've got to another Michael Jackson. He's got the moves, he's got the voice, he's got the ladies loving him, he got that star quality. So mixing the two is kind of good. Yeah, but Quavo kind of just touched on everything that you would expect someone to touch on when dissing Chris Brown. The Rihanna thing, hitting women, the drugs. He even bigged him up in a way. He started saying that he used to be good. Look how you messed up your life. That's kind of subjective. I wouldn't say that he's messed up his life. He's doing pretty good. But 50 Cent again reacted to this as well. He says this, I don't know why I like all of this, but I like it. This heat, keep it coming. Breezy gonna punch him in the face. I think 50 and Chris Brown have a good relationship. They did that song Romeo and Juliet back in the day as well. But which song do I rate the highest? I mean, out of pure shock and surprise and excitement, I'll give it to Chris Brown. But I like the best line, like I said, was from Quavo. And I like the flow. It sounds like more of a hit song, the Quavo one. But overall, I have to say The Weakest Link by Chris Brown just edges it for me. It's just slightly better. And I have no doubt these two are going to keep going. Whether it's in songs or Instagram posts, I don't know. And Chris Brown did respond to Quavo's response online with multiple Instagram posts. One of them was, come on Quavious, with a whole bunch of tomatoes, rotten tomatoes, obviously saying that it's not a good diss song basically. You've got to come a bit stronger than that. In other posts he said that this doesn't even warrant a response. I'm not responding to that. Which kind of does make me feel like this won't go much further in terms of actual songs. They're probably going to be more of an online thing. I wouldn't even be surprised if these two got into a little squabble. Like their two camps get into it. I do feel like it's going to be like that because they've been beefing for quite a while. Especially if it's over Karuchi, which was a long time ago. And a lot of these beefs these guys have, I ain't going to lie people, it's generally over a female. But I want to know what you lot think about these two diss songs and this beef overall. Which one do you rate higher? Well, Gillie the Kid has also had his say about this beef. Check out the clip.
Realizing this rap beef that's going on, right? Just like a lot of rap beefs, most of it be about a... Because the reality of it is, all these are super rich. All these money is longer than my Broad Street. All these can paint my 7th Ave with hundreds. So it ain't nothing to beef about other than a... You feel what I'm saying? And you got to understand, and rap is some of the most sensitive in the country when it comes to this, because they get to a city and they meet it, be a little chicken tender, and they feel like this is. No, this is not shit, bro. This is waiting for Drizzy to come to town next week. This is waiting on Future 2 weeks from now. This is waiting on Moneybagg Yo to get here. This not shit, man. So you got to understand, some of these women out here are professional positioners. They know exactly what outfit look the best on them. They know exactly how to do their makeup. They know exactly where it's going to be at. And all they got to do is position themselves in the right place, and they know what to choose on them tonight. So understand, a lot of times these women ain't for you, they for the game, man. And most of these rap beefs that go on be about a... Trust me.
Yeah, fam. Gillie the Kid is right. I mean, it's clearly over Karuchi. Always about a female. Anytime you see two men going back and forth, it's over a female. Or it's over money. But we know Chris Brown and Quavo don't do any business together, so we know it's not about money. And I ain't here to say who was right or wrong. Should you mess with your friend's ex? I don't know if they were that good friends or anyway. Seems like they must have been, since both seem a bit upset with each other. Well, it seems like Chris Brown's more upset than Quavo. It's true, they both got money. The Migos are super successful. Chris Brown is super successful. Why would they still be talking about this female from years ago is beyond me. Chris Brown talking about wishing death on him and his trigger finger. Quavo saying that he's got a bullet for Chris Brown. It's all getting a bit crazy. And these guys aren't even like the most hardest guys out there. You know, Chris Brown is obviously an R&B singer doing backflips. Quavo's doing all this nice club music. I'm not sure why they had to go there, you know. Because we all know they're not going to actually do this. I know Chris Brown is aligned with the Bloods. Quavo's aligned with who he's aligned with. But you ain't got to go there, boys. But Gillie's just talking like a true OG. Like, you got all this money, you've had all this success, and you're beefing over a female. When there's like bare females out there, man. Loads of females. It don't make sense. The people, I want to know what you lot think about what Gillie had to say about this Chris Brown and Quavo beef. And Gillie Cam was chilling on his boat and he was listening to the music and he was reacting to Chris Brown's diss song. Check it out.
Chris Brown got the best diss song this week. Chris Brown and Quavo beef, it gotta be over. Hey yo, tell him to turn the music on, put on Chris Brown. Let's see what Chris Brown just sound like. Did not just say I'm dripped in red? Soup, whoop, whoop, dee. Ow. To see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. Ow. You ain't no huncho nigga. We hold on. I knew it was over some. Oh man. Hold on now, Breezy. Hold the fuck on now, Breezy. What the fuck on Breezy, man? What you got on your heart, dog? Died, everybody really wished it was you instead. Don't lose your head. You just turn a big bad. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ain't never stable. I know this shit gon' sting. Got body by singing that. More smoke from me. Nigga said when Takeoff died, wish it was you instead. Cause Chris Brown sound dangerous. Breezy sound dangerous right now. Breezy sound dangerous, huh? Breezy sound dangerous. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, fam. Gillie Cam, his reaction is quite funny all the time. But it's true, what he said, Chris Brown does sound dangerous. He's sounding aggressive on that mic. Talking about he's dripped in all red, like a true blood. His trigger finger tatted up. And like most people, Cameron was alarmed by the whole line saying that we all wish that Quavo died and Takeover didn't. Which I think is taking it a bit too far. I mean, fighting over Karuchi or any female, whoever they're fighting over, when this is like years ago, bro. I mean, I can understand if it just happened last week and you're in your feelings, but both of these guys got a life, they got kids, they've moved on to different females. These rappers, I don't know, they're just kind of sensitive. I mean, Chris Brown is not a rapper, but you know what I'm saying? These guys, entertainers, are just too sensitive. All rotating the same females all the time, and then they get all emotional when that female jumps to the next guy. Come on now. She left one guy and jumped to you. I ain't gonna lie, this beef is a good little appetizer while we wait for Kendrick to sort himself out and releases this song to Drake. Cause that Rick Ross and Drake beef just turned into some internet back and forth, which was getting kind of boring. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I want to hear some rapping. But as much as Cam says this is a dangerous beef, we just saw these two at Fashion Week just recently and they were literally sitting less than a meter apart from each other. So if it really was that serious, it would have been on site. It would have happened right there at Fashion Week, whether in the venue or outside the venue. The fact that you lot sat together for I don't know how long, got up and nothing happened, just shows how serious this can really be. People, I want to know what you lot think. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.